Hello, good morning. It is Sunday, and today I think I promised you some hamstrings, some work on hamstrings. Today we're going to learn how to release them rather than stretch them. So let's start, as always, seated on a block and breathing. Have a seat with me, and cross your legs in front of you if that's comfortable. Take your head right over your hips and let your chest lift and your shoulders relax. Close your eyes. And take some deep breaths, slow in and out of the nose. And if you find yourself starting to calm down a little bit with the breath, you can extend your exhales, make the exhales longer than your inhales. And that will give you the continuum to just let it all go. Relax, breathe. One more breath. Good. All right. Well, first exercise we're going to do, we're going to use it kind of like as a reference point today. So we're going to use a forward fold as our reference exercise. The funny thing about forward fold is that I teach forward fold with bent knees, and so that you don't, so that you specifically do not stretch your hamstrings. So this is what it might look like if your hamstrings are really tight. You bend your knees, you turn your feet forward, and you place your ribs on your thighs. Now, if your hamstrings are tight, it's going to be difficult to do that. So you bend your knees, you bend your knees, you bend your knees until the ribs rest. And then once you're in your forward fold, I'm going to have to close this little window out here. Um, Once you get into that forward fold, let your head drop, shift your weight into the back of the heels, and gently press your heels apart. And notice how that opens the hip. I'm going to breathe here. And then to come out of your forward fold safely, you're going to keep your spine long. Lead with your heart. Exhale. Lead with your heart as you push yourself up to standing. All right, now through the session today, we're going to have that forward fold change a little bit. So the first thing that I want to point out is we want to turn our thighs on. So let's step back into a crescent lunge, and this is with the heel up off the floor here in the back. I want you to really get low, so you start to feel your thigh work. You pull your thigh bone in toward the hip socket, the upper thigh bone, and hold. And reach your arms up, lift your chest, and breathe. Now, I know you might be feeling a stretch here more than anything else. I want you to feel the strength here in your quadriceps. Good. All right, step forward. Try to do that without momentum. So you go slow, nice and easy. Step back again without momentum and get into your nice little position, lifting the arms. All right, double check your knee. Your knee wants to be kind of energetically pushing out rather than in. And your toes nice and relaxed, your toes stretched forward. Breathe deep. Get your thighs turned on. Lift your chest for a little back bend. Hello. And then step forward without momentum. All right, one more forward fold. Bend your knees, rest the ribs on the thighs. Shift your weight into the back of the heels and press your heels apart. Your knees should be bent if you have pull in your hamstrings. Yeah, I know. I know. We've been told to stretch our hamstrings. Take your hands to your thighs and exhale, push up to standing. But have you ever have you ever really gone to stretch your hamstrings and you're like, working it? And then the next day, you wake up and your hamstrings are tighter than they were before you started your stretches. Well, I know that's happened to me quite a bit. So, so the thing with hamstring tissue is that it tightens when you stretch it, or when you stretch it quite a bit. So you only want just a smidgen, just like a hair of stretch. You'll be fine. But otherwise, you're working towards a tear in the hamstrings. We want to release them. So here's how we do that. So we're going to come into a little forward fold, and you can watch here first. We're going to bend the knees. Notice I'm rib to thigh, and I'm not letting go here. I'm taking the hips down, and I'm taking the hips up. Now, you might be like, "What? My squat isn't that deep." That's okay. Go here, and if your forward fold isn't that deep, go here. Here to here. All good, okay? But if you have this open, you can go all the way down into the squat to a forward fold. And I want you to notice you're breathing deep in and out of the nose. Your thighs are probably starting to burn a little bit. And that's not a bad thing. Keep going slow and steady here. You don't need to go fast here, not at all. In fact, this works better if you don't. All right, now hold your forward fold and breathe. Shift your weight into the back of the heels, and then take your fingertips and slide them back if they touch the floor. If not, then keep them wrapped around the back of your calves. Press your heels apart, weight into the back of the heels. Exhale, press up to standing, lead with your heart. All right, how did that go? Did you notice a change already? That's how fast this hamstring release works. All right, so we're going to do a little exercise on one leg. We're going to come into a forward fold. We're going to lift one leg up. I call this the flamingo position. So again, I want you to shift the weight into the back of the heel. And then we're going to take things around to the outside of the foot. And we're going to shift the weight into the back of the heel again. And we're going to breathe. Slow and steady wins this race. And walk around to the front of it and put your foot down. And then wiggle a little bit side to side, shifting your weight, and notice you might feel a little different over here. All right, let's do that one more time. Flamingo, the same leg up that you just had. We're going to walk around toward the outside of the foot. Shift the weight into the back of that heel and breathe. We'll walk the hands around to the front. Set your foot onto the floor. Again, shift your weight right to left. Just notice. All 10 toes pointing forward. Here we go with the flamingo on the other leg. Other leg up. Shift the weight into the back of the heel. Breathe. And wind around to the outside of the standing foot. Hold. Shift the weight into the back of the heel. Breathe. Walk those hands around to the front of the foot. Place the other foot on the floor. Take another deep breath. Shift the weight side to side. See if things feel like they're evening out a little bit. All right, now, here we go. One more time. Flamingo. Shift the weight into the back of the heel. Breathe and hold. Relax your head. I notice my neck is a little tense because I'm looking. And then I stop looking. Drop the head. It's more relaxed. Right, shift the weight around to the outside of the standing foot. Shift the weight into the heel. Breathe. And walk it around to the front. Put the feet down. Exhale. Lead with your heart up to standing. All right. How are those hamstrings? good, right? Okay, so test out your forward fold. And this is the same forward fold you did at the beginning, but it may feel, look, and taste different. So come on in, shift the weight to the back of the heels again, and gently press your heels apart. Big, slow, smooth breath in and out of the nose. And then exhale, push up to standing. Now let me know, how are you doing? Do you feel your hamstrings opening up? You feel it? Yeah. Okay, good. Good, good. That's awesome. All right, so we're going to do another little exercise towards this effort. So it is going to involve another forward fold. I'll tell you that. So we're going to go into this forward fold, bend your knees a ton, and then when you extend this leg, it's going to be like a lungy type position. You want to make sure your knee is right on top of your heel. This other side can be back here in this elongated plank position. And then from here, we're going to push down through this front foot and we'll slowly, slowly, slowly bring the leg forward and tap the foot to the floor. And then pick it up and then bring it back. Bend your knee, relax into this. Push down through the foot, exhale. Tap the sole of the foot to the floor. And again. Great job. Keep going. One more. All right, hold here. Let's open up the back a little bit. Set your hand on the floor. Open up. Hand to the floor. Step the foot forward. Exhale. Lead with your heart. Push up to standing. And guess what? We still haven't done a hamstring stretch. Let's do this on our second side. Forward fold. All the way down. Fingertips to the floor. Here we go. Stepping back. Right foot back. Toes down. Keep the ribs on the thighs. Double check that your knee is over your foot, right over that ankle. Exhale. Bring the leg forward. And again, reach it back. Exhale, bring it forward. Tap the foot. Good. Again. And again. Tapping the foot to the floor. And relaxing again. Back. Bringing the leg forward. Foot to the floor. Last one. We're going to take it back. And then we'll open up to the back. Breathing deep in and out of the nose. Hand to the floor, step the back foot forward, and have a seat. Enjoy that forward fold for one more moment, actually, first. Shift the weight to the back of the heels and gently press your heels apart. And just notice how that opened up. All right, come on down. Excellent. So we're going to end in a very restful position. And this position actually opens up the hamstrings quite well. Legs up the wall. If you're familiar with it, you already know how to get there. But if you're not familiar with it, I'm going to walk you through getting into it and getting out of it. Getting into it is more bumptious, I'll say, than getting out of it. It's pretty smooth. Now here's how you get into it. You choose a wall. I'm going to choose this one. And then I'm putting my hip right up against it. I'm going to put my elbows down. And I'm going to slide myself around. So I'm facing the wall. My butt is either touching or almost touching. And my legs go up. They relax. Usually they turn out because they're relaxed. And close your eyes here. And I would say, if you have very tight hamstrings and this workout was a little bit much for you, this is a good place to start and then take it easy throughout this practice. In and out of the nose. And my suggestion is to rest here for about 5 minutes, just focusing on your breath and trying not to entertain yourself with your thoughts. Just let them go in and out, in and out. Recognize them as thoughts and then let them go. And the longer you stay, the more this imprints the physical practice in your brain. Carves out like a pattern, makes an imprint so that your hamstrings will have a tendency to stay a little more released than perhaps they were at the beginning of the day. So happy Sunday. I'll see you back here again tomorrow and take care.